Okay, so today, as we know, in the last class, we were looking at certain counting problems, which leads to a recurrence relation, right? And I gave you just a general definition of a recurrence relation. So today we are going to see how to solve them, and the techniques are almost similar to differential equations. Okay, so just like that, in case of differential equations, we find characteristic equations, and from characteristic equation we find roots, and depending upon the nature of the root, whether it is real, distinct, or repeated root, and so on, we solve the differential equation, solution to the we give a solution to the differential equation. In a similar manner, recurrence relations we can solve with the help of these characteristic equations. So let me describe them to you. So as you know, so we were looking at a degree k homogeneous, a degree k, a linear homogeneous reconciliation of degree k with constant coefficient. It is of the form an is equal to c1 an minus 1 plus c2 an minus 2, right, plus dot 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 ck an minus k. This is a recurrence relation, a general recurrence relation, where all these constants ci are real numbers, and ck is the largest one, is non-zero. So that's why the degree is k. Okay, and so I think, as you know, we seek the solution of this equation of the form an is equal to something like r raised to power n. Okay, where r is of course a constant, right? And now once we substitute this, if this is a solution, we substitute it here and we arrive at this equation, r raised to power k minus c1 r raised to power k minus 1 minus c2 r raised to power k minus 2 minus dot 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 minus ck minus 1 r minus ck is equal to 0, and this is known as characteristic equation of the homogeneous recurrence relation, right? So in order to solve the recurrence relation, we need to solve this characteristic equation. Once we solve the characteristic equation, and depending upon the nature of the the recurrence, the roots of this equation, we can actually get the solution. To simplify the case, let us focus on degree 2 equation. Okay, so let me give you a degree 2 equation and the result. What is the result for degree 2? So the theorem is like this: let c1 c2 are real numbers, okay, constants, and suppose r square minus c1r minus c2 is equal to 0 has two distinct roots. This is the characteristic equation, r1 and r2. Then the sequence an is a solution of the recurrence relation, and this time our recurrence relation is of degree 2, that is an is equal to c1 an minus 1 plus c2 an minus 2, right? So an is a solution of this recurrence relation if and only if an is of the form alpha 1 times r1 raised to power n plus alpha 2 times r2 raised to power n, for n is equal to 0, 1, 2, and so on, and alpha 1 and alpha 2 are constants. So now I think if you recall, this is something like that. In case of a differential equation, we seek solution of the form y is equal to e raised to power mx, and then the characteristic equation is in m of say degree 2, and suppose the roots are m1 and m2, and if these roots are distinct, solution was y is equal to c1 into e raised to power m1x plus c2 times e raised to power m2x. In a similar fashion here, so in the case of differential equations, we have something like this, but here it is constants are alpha 1 and alpha 2, and roots are here are of r1 raised to power n and r2 raised to power n. Okay, so slightly different, but almost similar technique is there. Okay, so now let me show you, give you the proof of this theorem. So what it says that if r1 and r2, okay, if r1 and r2, yeah, so r1 and r2 are the two roots of this equation, then the solution is an is equal to alpha 1 raised to power r1 raised to power n plus alpha 2 raised to power alpha 2 times r2 raised to power n. Okay, so first we will prove the first thing, our claim 1. So the proof starts. So we assume that n is of the form alpha 1 raised to power r1 raised to power alpha 1 times r1 raised to power n plus alpha 2 times r2 raised to power n. Then an is a solution. Solution of the recurrence relation. Right. So let us suppose, so now we know that here that r1 and r2 are roots of this equation. So that means r1, since r1 is a root, it will satisfy the equation that r1 square minus c1 r1 minus c2 is equal to 0. Similarly, r2 is a root, so r2 square minus c1 r2 minus c2 is equal to 0, right? We have these two equations in hand with us because r1 and r2 are roots of this equation, so they will satisfy the equation, no problem. Now I consider, so this is our recurrence relation, remember, an is equal to c1 times an minus 1 plus c2 times an minus 2. I consider the right hand side of this equation. So consider c1 times an minus 1 plus c2 times an minus 2. So this will be c1 times an minus 1. From here it will be alpha 1 r1 raised to power n minus 1 plus alpha 2 r2 raised to power n minus 1, right, plus c2 times alpha 1 r1 raised to power n minus 2 plus alpha 2 times r2 raised to power n minus 2, right. Now if you simplify this and collect the powers of r1 and r2, this turns out to be alpha 1 times r1 raised to power n minus 2 times c1 r1 plus c2 plus alpha 2 times r2 raised to power n minus 2 c1 r2 plus c2, right. Now this value here c1 r1 plus c1 r1 plus c2 is nothing but from this equation r1 is square. So this is nothing but r1 is square, and similarly this expression is nothing but r2 is square, right. So we can simplify this. It turns out this is nothing but alpha 1 raised to power r1 raised to power n minus 2 times r1 square plus alpha 2 times r2 raised to power n minus 2 times r2 square, which is nothing but alpha 1 times r1 raised to power n plus alpha 2 times r2 raised to power n is equal to an, right, because this is nothing but an from here, right. So that means we started from right hand side and we arrive at left hand side of the expression of this recurrence relation. So this is a solution. Any question at this point? So we have shown one part. So if an is of the form alpha 1 raised to power r1 raised to power n plus alpha 2 times r2 raised to power n, right? So then an is a solution. If an is of this form with r1 r2 roots of this characteristic equation, then the solution is of this form. Now we can prove the second part, which is like this. Second part, I'll call it claim 2. That every solution an of the recurrence relation an is equal to c1 an minus 1 plus c2 an minus 2 has the form an is equal to alpha 1 r1 raised to power n plus alpha 2 r2 raised to power n, where of course n is 0, 1, 2 and so on. Alpha 1 and alpha 2 are constants, and r1 and r2 are roots of that equation, right? So we need to show that every solution an of the recurrence relation this has the form this, so we are proving the reverse part. So you see this if and only if condition is there here, if and only if. So that means an is a solution of this recurrence relation if and only if an is of this form. So we have, once we assume an is of this form, we have shown that an is a solution. Now we will show that every solution an is of this form only, right? So suppose an is a solution of the recurrence relation with initial conditions a0 is equal to c0 and a1 is equal to c1. Suppose this holds, then there exist constants alpha 1 and alpha 2 such that the sequence an with an is equal to alpha 1 raised to power r1 raised to power n plus alpha 2 raised to power r2 raised to power n satisfies the initial condition. Initial conditions IC. Right. So from this since a naught is equal to c naught, we will have a naught is equal to c naught is equal to alpha 1 plus alpha 2. And similarly, we will have a1 is equal to c1 is equal to alpha 1 times r1 plus alpha 2 times r2. Now r1 and r2 is known to us. Alpha 1, a naught, c naught, a1, c1 is known to us. Only alpha 1 and alpha 2 are unknown. So we can solve for alpha 1 and alpha 2 here. Okay. So it turns out that I'm not doing the calculations, but I will write it down that alpha 1 turns out to be c1 minus c naught times r2 times r1 divided by r1 minus r2, and alpha 2 turns out to be c naught r1 minus c1 divided by r1 minus r2. Remember, this solution is valid obviously when r1 is not equal to r2. So these two are distinct. In this case, an satisfies the initial conditions, right? So our proof is complete. So basically, an is a solution of this form if and only if it is of this form if and only. So where r1 and r2 are roots of this characteristic equation. So let me take some examples. In fact, I will take two examples for you that will help you understanding better. The first example, suppose an is equal to, so the question is solved. An is equal to an minus 1 plus 2 times an minus 2 with a0 is equal to 2 and a1 is equal to 7. So initial conditions are given. You need to solve this recurrence relation. So what we are going to do? So characteristic equation will be r square minus r minus 2 is equal to 0, right? From here. And so we solve for r is equal to 2 and r is equal to minus 1. There are two roots of this equation. So we know that, so an is a solution if and only if an is of the form from the previous theorem alpha 1 2 raised to power n plus alpha 2 minus 1 raised to power n. I have substituted the roots r1 and r2 here, right? For some constants, alpha 1 and alpha 2 are constants. Now they satisfy the initial conditions, these two initial conditions. So using initial conditions, we will have a0 is equal to 2 is equal to alpha 1 plus alpha 2, and a1 is equal to 7 is equal to alpha 1 times 2 plus alpha 2 times minus 1. These things will give us alpha 1 is equal to 3 and alpha 2 is equal to minus 1. So the solution is an is equal to 3 times 2 raised to power n minus 1 raised to power n, right? Just like that, we solve differential equations with initial conditions. We are solving recurrence relations with initial conditions. Okay, so I think this is fairly straightforward. Let me give you one more example, and I think one more example. Find explicit formula for Hemchandra numbers. So we are saying the recurrence relation is f of n is equal to f of n minus 1 plus f of n minus 2. Initial conditions could be f0 is equal to 0 and f1 is equal to 1. So the characteristic equation will be r square minus r minus 1 is equal to 0. If you solve, the roots are r1 is equal to 1 plus root 5 by 2 and r2 is equal to 1 minus root 5 by 2, right? So using theorem, previous theorem, fn turns out to be alpha 1 times 1 plus root 5 by 2 raised to power n plus alpha 2 times 1 minus root 5 by 2 raised to power n for some constants alpha 1 and alpha 2. Now we can solve these constants alpha 1 and alpha 2 using the initial conditions f0 is equal to 0 and f1 is equal to 1. So using initial conditions, this turns out to be f0 is equal to alpha 1 plus alpha 2 is equal to 0 and f1 is equal to alpha 1 times 1 plus root 5 by 2 plus alpha 2 times 1 minus root 5 by 2 is equal to 1. So alpha 1 turns out to be 1 over root 5 and alpha 2 turns out to be minus 1 over root 5, and hence fn is equal to 1 over root 5 1 plus root 5 by 2 raised to power n minus 1 over root 5 1 minus root 5 by 2 raised to power n. So this is the answer. So I think you know how to solve these recurrence relations using theorem 1. So remember, theorem 1 is applicable only if the roots are real and distinct, right? But what if roots are having repetitions? Okay, so let me give you that theorem. If the roots have repetitions, I'll focus on degree 2 only. So next theorem is, suppose c1 and c2 are real numbers, constants, and it is given that c2 is not equal to 0. So and suppose the equation r square minus c1 r minus c2 is equal to 0 has only one root. R naught. Then a sequence an is a solution of the recurrence relation an is equal to c1 an minus 1 plus c2 an minus 2 if and only if, now watch it carefully, an is equal to alpha 1 times r naught raised to power n. Now do you remember, if we, in the case of differential equation, what used to happen, if the root is repeated? So exactly same thing happens here, or I would say similar thing happens here. So first root we can take as it is, alpha 1 times r naught raised to power n, but the second root is alpha 2 times n times r naught raised to power n. So this factor is coming, n times r naught raised to power n, where of course alpha 1 and alpha 2 are constants, right? So this n factor is coming, same r naught is repeated, okay, and then this is a solution. Now you may ask for the proof. So anyone can tell me what is the proof? So I think I will give you a very nice proof, and the proof is, pick up a cup of tea or coffee. Okay. This is the proof. What does that mean? I think in the evening, just pick up a cup of tea or coffee and sit down and work out why this is the case. Okay. So I think, so this will allow you to think. Okay. So, so that means proof is left as an exercise for you. Okay. This will, allow you to think why. So I think you saw just proof for the theorem 1, and the similar manner, you can do it for this. In fact, now I will give you an example here now. Solve an is equal to 6 an minus 1 minus 9 an minus 2. So the recurrence with initial conditions a0 is equal to 1 and a1 is equal to 6. So characteristic equation will be r square minus 6r plus 9 is equal to 0. So the root turns out to be 3. So therefore, from the previous result, an will be alpha 1 times 3 raised to power n plus alpha 2 times n times 3 raised to power n. Using initial conditions, a0 is equal to 1 is equal to alpha 1 and a1 is equal to 6 is equal to alpha 1 times 3 plus alpha 2 times 3. So this implies that alpha 1 is equal to 1 and alpha 2 is equal to 1. So an turns out to be 3 raised to power n plus n times 3 raised to power n, which is nothing but 1 plus n times 3 raised to power n. Right? Okay. So I gave you two cases of degree 2 when the roots are distinct, real and distinct, and the second case when roots are basically repeated. I mean, one root is repeated. There is only one root. So in the case of degree 2, what happens in degree k? So I think what happens to this theorem 1, in case of degree k. So I just mention the result rather than proving it. Okay. So main theorem is the following. If C1, C2, Ck are real numbers, please mute yourself. And so suppose characteristic equation is r raised to power k minus C1 r raised to power k minus 1 minus dot 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 minus Ck is equal to 0 has k distinct roots, r1, r2, rk, then sequence an is a solution of the recurrence relation an is equal to C1 an minus 1 plus C2 an minus 2 plus dot 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 Ck an minus k if and only if an is of the form alpha 1 r1 raised to power n plus alpha 2 r2 raised to power n plus dot 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 alpha k rk raised to power n. Of course, alpha i's are constant. So you see, in case of degree 2, there are only 2 terms. Now in case of degree k, there are k terms. Everything remains the same, right? So as an exercise, I will give you solve an is equal to 6 an minus 1 minus 11 an minus 2 plus 6 an minus 3. Right. So obviously with initial conditions a0 is equal to 2, a1 is equal to 5 and a2 is equal to 15. Equation will be r cube minus 6r square plus 11r minus 6 is equal to 0. Roots are r is equal to 1, r is equal to 2 and r is equal to 3. So using this equation, you can write the solution, right? You can check finally that the an turns out to be 1 minus 2 raised to power n plus 2 into 3 raised to power n. I skipped few steps because it's fairly straightforward to compute. Finally, I would like to mention one more equation, which is known as multiple root theorem. So please, if you have any questions, please do ask me anyway. Now, so this is kind of the most general result that I'm going to write for degree k. Suppose C1, C2, Ck are real numbers, means constants, okay? And suppose the characteristic equation turns out to be r raised to power k minus C1 r raised to power k minus 1 minus dot 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 minus Ck is equal to 0 has t distinct roots r1, r2, rt with multiplicities. Each root is repeated certain number of times with multiplicities m1, m2, mt respectively, right? Where of course these mi's are at least 1, and of course I is equal to 1 to t. We have m1 plus m2 plus mt is equal to k. That's a total degree. Then the sequence an is a solution of the recurrence relation. This time it is an is equal to c1 an minus 1 plus c2 an minus 2 plus dot 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 ck an minus k, if and only if an is of the form. This is the most general solution that is possible. I am writing alpha 1 0 plus alpha 1 1 n plus dot 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 alpha 1 m1 minus 1. I think you can guess that why it is like this, times r1 raised to power n plus alpha 2 0 plus alpha 2 1 times n plus dot 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 alpha 2 m2 minus 1 n raised to power m2 minus 1 times r2 raised to power n plus dot 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 plus finally alpha t naught t comma 0 plus alpha t comma 1 times n plus dot 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 plus alpha t comma mt minus 1 n raised to power mt minus 1 times rt raised to power n, where alpha ij are constants, of course. 1 is less than equal to I is less than equal to t, and 0 is less than equal to j is less than equal to mi minus 1. Right, so this is the general result. You see how solution is expanded like this, you know. This portion is because of multiplicity. We are counting multiplicity of certain order, right? So these results are like this, and this is for the distinct roots, you know, alpha 1, so r1, r2, rt. This is the most general result. Any question at this point? So this is the most general result. You know, we can use this multiple root theorem to solve any recurrence relation which is homogeneous. Of course, we are dealing with homogeneous recurrence relation of degree k, where certain roots are repeated. Okay, so then we can use this. So let me show you an example, and that will help us understand the result. So example is the following. Solve an is equal to minus 3 an minus 1 minus 3 an minus 2 minus an minus 3, a naught is equal to 1, a1 is equal to minus 2, and a2 is equal to minus 1. So we know that the characteristic equation, we can write it down. It will be r cube plus 3r square plus 3r plus 1 is equal to 0. Okay. This implies that r plus 1 whole cube is equal to 0. So r is equal to minus 1 is a root of order 3, repeated 3 times, right? Order 3. So solution an will be alpha 1 0 minus 1 raised to power n plus alpha 1 1 times n minus 1 raised to power n plus alpha 1 2 n square minus 1 raised to power n. Now using initial conditions, we can find that a naught is equal to 1 is equal to alpha 1 comma 0, a1 is equal to minus 2 is equal to minus alpha 1 0 minus alpha 1 comma 1 minus alpha 1 comma 2, and a2 is equal to minus 1 is equal to alpha 1 0 plus 2 alpha 1 1 plus 4 alpha 1 2. So this will give us alpha 1 0 is equal to 1, alpha 1 1 is equal to 3, and alpha 1 2 is equal to minus 2. So the solution is ultimately an is equal to 1 plus 3n minus 2n square times minus 1 raised to power n. So this is a general example. For here in this case, degree 3 root is repeated 3 times. So using previous theorem, we arrive at this result. Okay. So now I think, so this is all about homogeneous recurrence relations. So now if you recall from your calculus class, if we are solving a differential equation with constant coefficients which is homogeneous, so we solve the characteristic equation and we solve the roots, and then we find the characteristic roots of the characteristic equation and find the solution. So this is what we have done for the recurrence relation as well. But what happens if the equation is non-homogeneous? So if you recall, in case of differential equations, we used to have particular solution and a solution to homogeneous equations. So solution to homogeneous equations used to give you a general solution, and then we need to find a particular solution of the non-homogeneous equation and we add them, right, to get a general solution. So similar result holds here. So I'll just mention that result, and then we'll in fact the key result, and then I'll give you an example of that. Okay, how to solve that. So let me show you. So now we are dealing with linear non-homogeneous recurrence relation with constant coefficients. Okay. So one such example could be an is equal to 3 times an minus 1. So this portion is linear. But if I add 2n here, this becomes non-linear. I mean, it's so linear, but it's non-homogeneous actually, right? Because of this term, it is non-homogeneous, right? So in general, equation is of the form an is equal to c1 an minus 1 plus dot 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 ck an minus k of degree k plus some function of n. This function is not equal to 0, and for every ci as real numbers. So this is a non-homogeneous equation because of this non-homogeneous term here. If this term is 0, we get a homogeneous equation. So for any non-homogeneous equation, we can get a what is known as associated homogeneous recurrence relation. From this non-homogeneous equation, we can get equation of the form an is equal to c1 an minus 1 plus dot 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 ck an minus k. So this is called as a homogeneous equation. So now I'm going to mention the main important result, something like particular solution and the general solution. Okay. So let me mention that. Our theorem says that if ANP is a particular solution of non-homogeneous linear recurrence relation with constant coefficient, okay, an is equal to C1 an minus 1 plus dot 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 Ck an minus k, okay, okay.
Sir, what does P signify over here?
Yeah,
In
what is
sequence
your
A
question?
and P.
A
Sir,
and
what
P
does
is
the P
P means
signify?
particular solution. P
Okay,
means
means it is
particular solution.
superscript. Okay. Means is it superscript of this AN?
An is an is a subscript, right? So which is your so basically the solution we are dividing into two parts: general solution and the particular solution, right? Normally that the way do
Yes.
I think
Yes,
if you
yes.
recall in the differential equation we used to say that y is equal to ps is a particular solution and y is general solution, right?
Yes, yes, sir,
Yeah.
yes.
So I'm just giving a notation p. P means particular
Okay,
solution.
miss. Okay, miss. It just notes that it is a particular solution.
Yeah, yeah. It's a
Okay. Thank you.
this is I have
Thank you.
written
Thank you, sir.
particular solution of a non-homogeneous equation. Okay. So then, so if A and P is a particular solution of the non-homogeneous, it means just one solution of this equation, which this solution satisfies this equation, right? Then every solution is of the form AN T particular solution plus AN H homogeneous solution. Okay, where AN H is solution of associated homogeneous recurrence relation. Associated homogeneous recurrence relation, right? So that means we are looking at only this portion. If we focus on this portion and solve whatever a solution is coming, that is A and H, and a general solution. So basically, a particular solution of the whole non-homogeneous equation is A and P. So then every solution is of this form. Okay, that's what we want to prove. So basically, A and H is a solution of, I would say, an is equal to C1 an minus 1 plus dot 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 Ck an minus k, right? So proof is very easy. So I think I can just give it a proof for you. So since A and P is a particular solution of this non-homogeneous equation, it will satisfy this equation. So we can write it down. A and P is equal to C1 an minus 1 P, right, plus C2 an minus 1 P plus dot 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 Ck an minus k. This is n minus 2 actually. N minus k P plus f of n plus f of n. Okay. If Bn is a second solution, so then we can write down Bn is equal to C1 Bn minus 1
18008996. I don't know.
plus dot 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 Ck Bn minus k plus f of n. Okay. So now I consider Bn minus A and P. It turns out to be C1 bn minus 1 minus an minus 1 p at the top plus dot 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 ck bn minus k minus an minus kp, right? So that means, so this is bn is a second solution, anp is a particular solution. So that means bn minus anp is the solution of this homogeneous equation, right? That means this is a solution of, this implies that bn minus anp is a solution of associated homogeneous recurrence relation, right? And we call it as, this solution as A and H because it satisfies this equation, right? So this implies that Bn is equal to A and P plus A and H. This is the homogeneous solution. So A and H is a solution of the homogeneous equation, and this is the particular solution of the non-homogeneous equation, and Bn is a general solution of the non-homogeneous equation, right? So this is the result. Okay, the general solution is sum of homogeneous solution plus particular solution. Okay, let me give you an example that will be make it clear how to solve these kind of equations. Example, solve an is equal to 3an minus 1 plus 2n. Okay, so what if a1 is equal to 3? So we can solve that associated homogeneous recurrence relation will be an is equal to 3an minus 1. Okay, this I'm ignoring this part, and so we can see that the solution turns out to be, homogeneous solution turns out to be alpha times 3 raised to power n. Alpha is a constant using theorem 1 that we discussed today. Okay, now how to find particular solution of this whole expression? That is by trial and error. I mean, by trial we seek solution, we seek particular solution of an is equal to 3an minus 1 plus 2n. So I am looking for a solution, of the form something like Cn plus D. We seek solution of this form. Okay, I don't know what is C and D. Maybe this is a solution, so I'm just substituting, right? Once we substitute it here, it turns out that we get Cn plus D is equal to 3 times Cn minus 1 plus D plus 2n, right? This implies that we'll get 2 plus 2c times n plus 2d minus 3c is equal to 0. So this is a solution if and only if we have 2 plus 2c is equal to 0 and 2d minus 3c is equal to 0. So this gives you, this is true if and only if c is equal to minus 1 and d is equal to minus 3 by 2. Therefore, a particular solution turns out to be minus n minus 3 by 2. Therefore, the general solution an turns out to be ANP particular solution plus ANH homogeneous solution minus n minus 3 by 2 plus alpha times 3 raised to power n. So this is a solution. Any question at this point? If the initial condition a1 is equal to 3 is given, we can solve for alpha also, Okay, so that is, I am leaving it as an exercise for you. But the general solution turns out to be minus n minus 3 by 2 plus alpha times 3 raised to power n. Okay. So finally, I would like to mention the last theorem, in this regard, which is the most general result. Of course, without proof. Suppose An satisfies the linear non-homogeneous recurrence relation An is equal to C1 An minus 1 plus dot 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 Ck An minus k plus f of n, where of course Ci's are constant real numbers. And suppose capital F of n is of this form, bt n raised to power t plus bt minus 1 n raised to power t minus 1 plus dot 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 b1n plus b naught times s raised to power n. So if s is not the root of the characteristic equation, if s is not the root of characteristic equation of the associated homogeneous recurrence relation, there is a particular solution of the form pt n raised to power t plus pt minus 1 n raised to power t minus 1 times n plus dot 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 p1n plus p naught times s raised to power n, where s is a root of the characteristic equation with multiplicity m. Then particular solution is n raised to power m pt n raised to power t plus pt minus 1 n raised to power t minus 1 plus dot 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 pn plus p0 raised times s raised to power n. Anyway, I just mentioned it. This result is not very important for you at the moment because because the result is there anyway. So I just mentioned it, but that should be okay. So I think you can skip it initially if you want. Anyway, so I think the key results that we discussed here is how to solve this. This is an important result, for solving non-homogeneous equations. Okay, and I think yeah. So any questions at this point? Any question at this point? There are a few. One more result is left. So basically, I will show you probably in the next class that when we are solving certain complexity results, when we are computing the number of steps to solve a problem, in fact, the complexity of certain computational problems, we will see that complexity can be solved in terms of certain recurrence relations, right? So there, it is very important for us to know these results, whatever I have covered till now. So these recurrence relations are useful in solving those kind of things. So for example, if you look at the binary search, so the binary search, results in recurrence relation or something like this, the number of comparisons that you require, if that is f of n. So this is f of n by 2 plus 2. We get relation like this. Okay, so these kind of things we will see how to solve. So basically there is a this is a approach of what is known as divide and conquer. So problem is divided into certain sub problems, and from sub problems we build the bigger solution to the bigger problem. We solve the smaller problems, and from the solution of the smaller problems we solve the bigger problems, right? So I will come to these things in a new class, otherwise it will be too much for one class. Okay, so that we will see on Wednesday. Any questions?
Okay.
Yes. So this was all, I think probably recalling you about differential equations techniques. So similarly, we can solve recurrence relations. This is all in chapter 6 of your textbook. All the examples, as I told you, I am taking from your textbook, and certain results I mentioned from your textbook. So you can read your textbook if you want to know more about any of these things. And of course, there will be an assignment for all these things, which you can solve. Okay. Any question? Okay, so if there is no question, thanks. We can stop the class.